Bridge Kids! Welcome back to Wbrg. I am Rafiki Tiki, joined by Timmy Turpentine and Jimmy Jambalaya. And today, dude,
You're way too excited. Why are you yelling?
sorry, I was just super excited for today's episode because we are covering 2 fruits of the Spirit. Woohoo!
That's why you're so hyper this morning. I thought it was the coffee.
Nope, it's not the coffee. Although, I probably should stop drinking so much. Anyway, today we are going to learn about kindness and goodness.
Now, just to recap, Galatians 5:22-23 teaches us that when we live in God's way, He brings us good gifts into our lives. Kind of like a tree living near streams of water can produce good fruit. When we spend time with Jesus, He can bring about good things in our lives. So far, we've covered love, joy, peace, and patience.
And today we are covering the twin fruits, kindness and goodness. I guess they aren't really like identical twins, but kindness and goodness are very similar, and they go hand in hand.
That's right. In Ephesians 4:32 it says, "Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other just as God forgave you." Then Matthew 5:16 tells us, "In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." So I guess it makes sense that kindness is feeling compassion and goodness is doing something about it. To help us understand this better, let's go to Miss Anna for today's Bible story.
Thanks, guys. You're right that kindness and compassion go hand in hand. Today, we are going to look at a story in the Bible that shows how one man was able to show both kindness and goodness. You can read this story in the New Testament in the book of Luke, chapter 10, verses 30 through 37. Jesus tells a story about a Jewish man who was traveling down the road headed to Jericho. As he was walking, he was attacked by some robbers. They ripped his clothes, took all his things, and hurt him pretty badly. Then they just left him there almost dead. After a while, a priest was walking down the road. Now you would think someone who was a leader of a Jewish church would stop and help, right? But guess what? Instead of stopping, he walked by on the other side of the road. Next, another man who helped in the church came along. Did he stop to help? Nope, he just walked on by on the other side of the road. Finally, a Samaritan man, who was a man from a different town with different beliefs, came down the road. At this time, Samaritans and Jews didn't even like each other. But when the Samaritan saw the man hurting and injured, he felt very sorry for him. His heart was filled with compassion and kindness for the man. He went over to him and put medicine and bandages on his wounds. Inside, his heart was kind and so outwardly. He did some very good things. His good works continued when he placed the man upon his donkey and took him to a hotel and paid for a room so he could stay and rest. He even offered to pay for anything else that he may need until he recovered. The Samaritan was so kind and good to the man on the road. Not only was he compassionate and kind, but he did something about it. What can you do this week that would reflect a kind heart and produce good works? We have some ideas that we want to share with you throughout the rest of the show. Macy, will you get us started?
Thanks, Miss Anna. There are many ways we can show kindness and goodness every day. We just have to be aware of the opportunities around us. Maybe it's a stranger like in our Bible story. Maybe it's a sibling in our own home. Or maybe even a situation at school. There are always people who could use some kindness and goodness. See if you can come up with an idea on what to do to help Haley and Nadine in this situation.
Hey Rose, how was school today?
Not that great. We saw something at lunch that made us really upset today.
Yeah, there's this new guy, Jaden, and he didn't really know anyone.
What happened?
Well, a bunch of kids were sitting around eating, talking, and just hanging out at lunch. Haley and I were in line, and we saw this new kid, Jaden, get his tray, and he looked around the cafeteria, and then he went and sat down by a group of kids. I mean, there were empty seats nearby.
But then all the other kids scooted away and got really quiet. And I think it made Jaden feel really embarrassed.
How'd you feel?
It made me really sad for him.
Made me feel bad.
Let's stop here. Have you ever experienced something similar to this? It sounds like the girls have an opportunity to feel compassion for someone and do something about it. Will they do it? Let's see what happens next.
So what did you do?
Well, nothing.
Yeah, we weren't sure what to do.
The girls could continue to do nothing and just hope that Jaden can figure it out and make some friends, or they could do something. Something that would show kindness and goodness. Let's see what they decide.
We just wanted him to have a friend to sit with.
Well, what if you were that friend?
What do you mean? We don't really know him.
That's the point. You could get to know him.
We could ask to sit with him and introduce ourselves to him and talk to him.
I think that sounds like a great idea. When your heart has compassion on someone, it is so special. With you, can do something to make the situation better. I think that now you have a plan to show Jaden some kindness by doing something good.
Nice job, girls. Now what about you? Are there opportunities that you have to show kindness and goodness to someone around you? We have some more great ideas for you later in the show, so stay tuned. But first, let's get a Rafiki Tiki for today's weather.
Thanks, guys. It's super, super hot out here. Hey, look, someone's mowing the grass. I'm gonna be generous and give him some water. Here you go, sir. Back to y'all.
Thanks, Rafiki. It looks like you were able to help out your neighbor by showing kindness and goodness.
It's kind of contagious. When you see someone doing something kind, you want to be a part of it. Turns out the guy mowing the lawn was doing it for free since his neighbor was sick.
Well, now I want to do something nice for you. Can I go get you another cup of coffee?
Yes, you can.
Let's go then.
In order to practice kindness and goodness every day, we have to spend time with God. We can pray, read the Bible, and spend time worshiping Him. The Jesus Jammers are now ready to lead us in worshiping through song. Let's join them.
Woohoo! Go Jesus Jammers! I'm your biggest fan!
Settle down, Rafiki.
My apologies. I probably should not have bought another cup of coffee.
Let's go back to the girls with more ideas on how we can share kindness and goodness.
Thanks, Timmy. We've got a fun way to challenge you to find ways to show kindness and goodness to others this week.
It's bingo. Grab some poster board and create a big game board. You can hang yours on the refrigerator so you can see it more easily and mark things off as you complete them.
Talk with your family and come up with great ideas to show acts of goodness and kindness. Next, write on each square.
Then, as you complete one of the actions, cross it off the board. Haley, you look really nice today.
Aw, thanks, Nadine.
See how quickly you can cross off all the ideas.
Here are some examples on our board. Help clean up after dinner. Leave a nice note in your neighbor's car. Say yes when a sibling asks for your help. That one might be tough.
Maybe have an ice cream party once all the squares are marked off.
Work together with your family and keep your eyes open for surprise and opportunities as well.
As we go back to the news desk, let's see if the guys have any ideas to add to the board. Jimmy?
How about holding the door open for someone or cleaning up after a great show?
Good one. Yes, you are good at this.
Timmy, are you done with your coffee?
Yeah, why?
I shall clean these.
Thank you.
Wait! I'm just gonna get another cup. I'm not finished.
Yes, you are. Well, that's all for today at WBRG. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode. We will see you next week.
I want my coffee.